What is up, everybody?
Welcome back to the Hunt Experience Podcast.
So this is the time to be a deer hunter, brother.
True.
It's here.
It's coming.
It's here. It's here. This is going to release on November 4th.
Yeah.
So if you go by the weather, November 4th, I wanted to talk about what you're going to be doing, but November 4th,
Yeah.
5th, 6th, 7th, 8th is starting a cool down trend.
Yeah.
We may actually have some 60s and some 30s, 40s at least.
Yeah.
So we haven't had that.
No, we've had nothing.
It's been horrendous.
I've hunted 3 times total.
Yeah. Yeah.
And seen a couple forks, and it's been so bad.
It's been
I know that's why I even went during the muzzleloader alternative weapon season, just because I got to get out there.
Yeah, something.
Just in case something happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, 84, 85 east winds. And I was just hunting spots I'd never really hunt just because, let me see what's going on.
Yeah. I just want to be in the woods.
Yeah,
kind
exactly.
of feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even then, once you got done, I took my climber out there, and it's like you get up in the tree and like, oh, well, I think, my hair's wet, my shirt's wet.
Soaking wet.
Hopefully nothing comes in behind me because might not work out too good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we are back. Episode 27?
27. Yep. 27.
I'm surprised we even made it back on with the Spotify. I figured Trump and Rogan may have broke Spotify.
Yeah, I've seen that, dude. They took it over.
Yeah.
Which there's no surprise.
Yeah, no.
No.
I cast my early vote today.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. I won't say who I voted for, but his initials are DJT. So guys, get out and vote.
Yeah, it's so important, guys. And it's kind of funny. It's like, okay, I think that's what everybody says. Go, everybody needs to vote. Go out there and vote. We know who you need to vote for.
Yeah. You want to save the country?
Yeah. Think about it, guys.
Yeah.
If you're a sportsman, I seen the number the other day. If you're a sportsman, it's like 85%.
Yeah.
That, or military, or, a real American.
Well, I mean, geez, yeah. I'm not going to go too far down the rabbit hole, but man, yeah, if you're not, yeah.
Yeah. So guys, it's like,
so it's not just get out and vote, go out and vote for
the right candidate.
Yep.
And
the man.
And it's proven, dude. It's evangelical vote. It's the sportsman's vote is like 30% of people don't show up.
Oh, for sure.
And those are the people that we need you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's
people out there.
Yeah, get out there and vote, man. Get out there and vote.
Yeah.
And vote early if you can.
Yep. And it's like, it's debatable, but it's probably one of the most important ever in our country.
I think it is. It's not debatable for me.
No, obviously it's not for us. But
another 4 years of that, we may not have a country left.
So. Oh, no. So, yeah. Yeah, so there's that. Oh, so I got good news. Of course, me and you've talked about it, but
okay.
You pulled the I screwed up bomb out of me last time with the 10-point. He's like, all right, dude, you got to tell us. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
Well, so I shot this 10-point, didn't find it.
Right.
Typical bow hunter.
We'll do
crying.
a short recap so you won't cry.
Yeah, and then he showed back up. So
that was good news. I was pleased by that.
Yeah, and
there's nothing worse than having one that never shows back up. And you're like, he's dead somewhere. Where what happened? And you've actually had that happen. Had a dog or neighbor bring horns back.
Yes, that's terrible. I mean, that's the absolute worst. So the deer appears to be fine. I hit him in no man's land, just like we thought.
You tell on the game cam pictures?
Yes.
Really?
So I was about 3 inches from the top.
Really?
Yeah. So there's no doubt he jumped the string a little. Yeah. I didn't anticipate that.
If he'd have jumped a little bit more, you could have spined him.
Well, it wasn't far from a spine.
Yeah.
It really wasn't. I mean, it was close. And then the exit is still right above the lungs. Right above.
Yeah, but say with that angle, you had to have been close to nicking him.
Man. So, yeah, if I would have shot an inch higher, I'd have spined him, he'd have dropped.
Yeah.
And I found this funny too. The broadhead went in this way. It could have went in this way.
Yeah.
If it went in this way,
see, that's why I used to be a big fan of those Grim Reapers. And there's so many different brands now. When we first started shooting mechanicals, you had like 2 choices, right?
Yeah.
And those Grim Reapers, dude, is like, this has got to help me kill. And they did. And I switched to that last Matthews bow. And dude, they shot so weird. I could not tune it.
Well, see, I had the problem with swackers.
Yeah.
For me, remember I was in Missouri and had a big buck come in there.
Yeah.
And I watched that arrow just fly to the right.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I
kind of
mean?
the way mine was doing
Rolled
that.
over.
Yeah, that's kind of the way mine with those.
Weird.
And I love those. To me, they're almost bulletproof.
Yeah.
Those Grim Reaper broadheads, dude. I shot them out of the PSE and another Matthews bow, and I switched to the Halon, and it would not shoot them. And I tried to, tune everything I could tune on it.
Yeah.
I had Hacker help me on it. It's like I couldn't get them to shoot, so I'd switch. But
yeah, I took my bow, there's a buddy of mine had a really good guy. He's like done it his whole life. He's a Major Matthews guy.
Yeah.
And he went through mine and it's tuned.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like paper tuned.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And, that was why I was like, dude, I was shooting the Rage hypodermic and I know it's where I was aiming.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that, it was my fault for sure. I should have anticipated a little bit of a drop and I didn't.
Yeah.
And
I never used to do that, but bow shooting 300 and something feet a second.
Yeah, that's exactly
20 yards. But I mean, you start watching like slow motion videos at 20 yards,
they immediately drop,
and it's like 11 inches.
Yeah,
like, it's
pretty crazy.
So there's like aim for the white line or whatever, and it's like, I don't know. I have a spot that I shoot my deer at no matter what, and it's normally a little bit lower on the body.
Yeah,
but I mean, you look at some of those videos, it's ridiculous.
Well, and I will say this too, when he came in, he stepped out there and he did one of those, like,
he was already on edge.
I'm fixing the bolt kind of deal.
Yeah.
And, he didn't do nothing, he didn't leave, but it was like something, I don't know if he caught a whiff of me or something.
And to me, I believe, honestly, like if you're hunting a buck over a food source, whether it be a corn pile or a food plot versus a scrape or
just a
walking trail, big difference.
Sure. Yeah, he's on full alert.
Yeah,
just coming in there.
Sure,
especially being mature.
Open area like that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like they get real janky when it comes to that
stuff.
Yeah.
So
unless there's does around and they got something else on their mind, you can get them to stop.
Right. So the good news is he's alive.
Yeah. And he's back here.
He's back here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he don't know what happened, obviously. Sure. I figured out the picture I sent last night. That was him. That I got half his face.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, because I was like, what deer is that? No. That's way out of his ear, outside of his ear. I was like, what deer is that? And then it was like, okay, yeah, that's the 10. So he was here last night. I was a little concerned because he lost some weight. He did lose some weight.
I can see that.
But, he probably laid up for a few days, I would assume. Because I imagine that hurt pretty good.
Yeah.
But
like what's the old force? Something bit me.
Yeah, something got me good. So he's alive. We'll take him if we get a chance.
Sure. That's a good deer.
At this point, for me, I would love to see him make next year. But
yeah, I hear you.
I mean, once I've screwed up on him like I have, it's like now I want him to live another year. But I'm not going to call anybody off. I mean, obviously,
yeah.
You know how it is.
He's good enough.
Yeah, Lexi's going to be going. We still got the 11 coming.
Really?
Yes, he's sparse, but he's coming.
Yeah.
He's been through 2 or 3 times since we had him.
Yeah.
All at night.
Yeah.
Except last Thursday, went to my brother's boys football game.
Yeah.
His birthday also.
Mm-hmm.
Reese man.
Yeah, we were actually supposed to go to that, but the wife, we've been up at the
you've been going through a lot.
Hospital with the father-in-law and all that stuff, and she's like, I'm just gonna rest. So I was like, I'm fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't blame you guys for that for sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, we went to the game, dude. South wind, hot, 80s.
Yeah,
ain't nothing coming out anyway.
Sure. Yeah.
And then I get home and at the game I didn't check my camera, and then it was like I got home and walked in here and I was like, I'm gonna check my camera and my pictures.
Yeah.
He come out 10 minutes before dark again, and it's like, you gotta be
welcome
kidding.
to deer season.
Well, I thought, all right, Lex, he's here. Let's just hammer down on him. And dude, we hunted almost every evening.
Yeah.
We got in there, sealed ourselves in.
Yeah, because coming out with a south wind and 80s, you're like, it could come at any time.
Anytime. I mean, what was the reason he came in there?
Exactly.
And then, the only thing that I can come up with now that I know he's 5, is he will not come in unless the wind is in his favor. And I've heard guys talk about that, and it's like, I want the wind in my face, and it's like, I don't know that this buck, unless it's a cold front. No, I think once a cold and a doe, obviously, but once a cold front gets here, I think all bets are off. Sure. They're going to move.
Yeah.
But when the conditions aren't great, the only time you're going to get that guy to come out in the daylight is when that wind's puffing him right in the face and he has no danger in his mind.
Yeah.
Because that's the first time he came out, he winded us.
Yeah.
On thermals.
I remember that.
Yeah. So it's like, And then the next time he comes out, we have a south wind, which would have been horrible from the stand.
Sure.
But he just bebopped right on in there and hung out for like half an hour. And it's like,
Wouldn't have been that horrible with a muzzle over in your hand.
Oh, I know.
Slide the door open.
Well, and that was the thing with Lex. Lex was like, I really want to kill it with my bow.
Yeah.
I said, well, if he comes in and he doesn't wind us, but I said, he's not leaving the field. I told her, muzzleloader was in there.
You do what you want to do. I'm telling you right now, that deer's dying.
Yeah. I told her, I said,
you want to sit behind it or do you want me to?
Well, I told her, I said, you can shoot him with the gun, but I said, he does not leave this field.
Yeah.
And of course he did not show up.
Yeah.
We had a couple night times of him, but he's playing the game, man. Yeah. It's just big buck time. That's what they do. So
yeah, I'm hunting a ghost at this point. I mean, I got nothing.
Yeah,
nothing.
It's been rough.
The two I had that I probably would have shot with my bow, they've been gone for a couple weeks probably. So yeah,
what do you think's going on,
dude? I have no idea. No idea. I
guess it's crap.
The shift happened, and here's the other deal. It's like, man, I'm talking like I told you the whole. The rabbit hole I went down with acorns, how the red acorns don't really rot. They germinate in the spring, so they're good forever, but the boll weevils can eat them if they sit too long or sometimes even in the tree.
Yeah.
So those things are, everywhere. And now I got a big whiter acorn tree there at the house plot. Now it's raining acorns out. So I'm like,
all of them are falling.
No wonder. I mean, it's pretty hard to pattern a deer whenever they don't need to move.
They literally don't have to move.
Exactly, yeah.
Look at that, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I didn't have anything on my whites. I was like, well, whites may not go this year. And it's like, then I went out there, today? And
you're covered up?
Covered up.
Dude, that's like they're just gobbed on top of each other. And I thought, we've had a bunch of deer come to the plot. Mm. This is in the plot.
Yeah.
And they're going right there. Well, they're eating acorns.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. They're browsing food plot too.
Sure. Yeah.
But dude, they're hammering acorns right there in the middle,
Yeah. No, it's really crazy. And I mean, man, and now it's kind of like you're actually waiting for that pre-rut deal to get them off the acorns because I don't think, we're allowed to supplemental feed here. It's like I hadn't had to feed in 2 weeks.
They ain't been on them.
Nothing.
Nobody's getting pictures.
Yeah.
If you're getting pictures, you're right next to a bedding area on a scrape or something.
Yeah. Now I do. My scrape cameras are blowing up. It's just dinkers.
Yeah. Food's not where it's at. When they can literally drop their head and take a bite anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
They're probably, I did. My water holes were my saving grace for a while because I was still getting those two shooters. They were hitting that water hole and then bouncing back out. No other pictures on the property anywhere. Coming from the mountain, from the south, hit the water hole, and they're gone. That was it. You get two pictures of them, and they're out. That's it.
They preferred that water.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. The last 2 nights we hunted, so that would be Saturday night, Sunday night. The season went out Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
7 does together.
Nice.
So
usually don't carry that many here, no?
Well, it's not so much that as they're all together right now.
Yeah.
There ain't no bucks pushing them.
No.
None.
Mine are all still together, my does. And mine, actually, all my does moved. Well, never mind. I can't say that. I moved that camera off the corn pile at the house plot and put it on a scrape.
Oh, you're probably not getting any does hardly, are you?
They're all,
check the camera.
They're all down at the bottom now, but I say that they may not be all down at the bottom. They may just, I'm not getting cameras over them on the corn.
Yeah, there's no food. There's no food.
No camera over the corn pile on the house plots. That's kind of weird. They were all just piled in there, but now they're all down low. And I moved that camera over the scrape I killed this deer on is like, got 3 scrapes underneath that tree still. I'm like,
blowed up.
Man, I need to move that camera over there. And then I'm thinking about like, how can I hunt that? It's kind of middle-ish where the old food plot was, but I'm thinking about like all those does bedding in there. So I thought I had today. All those does bed and converted the whole food plot over to switchgrass, and does are just bedding all in that thing. It's like, man, I wonder if that would be a spot that a good buck would push a doe, say during that lockdown period.
Not possible. How would you get in there though? That'd be
no.
That'd be tough.
Yeah,
be tough. You'd almost need to outskirt him like on your house plot or something.
Yeah, that would come from that road that splits the property, but you'd have to have like something out of the south to get in there, and then you'd be blowing out the big food plot. But I don't know. I may do some different stuff this year, though. My mind's kind of racing. It's going to be the same thing over and over again. And
when you're struggling, it's like, all right, let's figure something out, right?
Yeah.
I know that's
right now I just don't have a deer to hunt.
Yeah.
that I've seen. Now, I hadn't hunted a whole bunch, and like we say, don't rely 100% on your cameras.
Yeah,
but
not this time of
I've
year.
kind of bounced around a lot of different areas and watched, and there's nothing going on. Man, it's just young.
Well, hopefully by the time you guys are hearing this, that script has flipped because
hopefully,
we're supposed to get cooler, which is something we need badly. We're supposed to have rain. Knock on something.
Yeah.
We haven't had rain 6 weeks, dude.
6.
Yeah,
so I was trying to say that's not. Yeah.
We planted the 15th or 16th.
Yeah.
And we got 2 rains in 2 days, and then we ain't had a rain since.
Shut off. Yeah.
So
I was trying to remember that yesterday. I was like 5 or 6 weeks without rain.
Yeah, and hot.
Yeah. I can tell you, dude. So I told you this. I went and bought like 500 pounds of seed and re-drilled everything yesterday.
God, you told me that. It's crazy.
But dude, I'm a 100% believer in the crimp process, because where mine didn't have a whole lot of browse pressure and it was crimped over, my plot, even after 6 weeks of no rain, is like 5 inches tall.
Dude,
radishes are growing.
Yeah. And you need to come back to my back plot.
Yeah.
It'll blow your mind.
Yeah.
Because I have not been back there. I hunted it one time like 2 weeks ago. I haven't been back.
Yeah.
And I thought, I was like, I went back there today. I thought it's going to be rough.
Mm-hmm.
It is rocking.
Right.
Well, you know how thick the thatch was back there.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's still held enough moisture.
It's legit.
No, it works.
I had so many bare spots where mine had gotten browsed down to nothing, or wasn't a whole lot to crimp, and the trees shaded a bunch of mine out.
Yep.
So, I'm going to change that next year. I think I'm going to gut the whole.
You told me he's going to get rid of the trees.
Plot and just get rid of all the trees, with the exception of the fruit trees, obviously. But I think that'll help me out a bunch. So, yeah, I spent, I don't know, 7 hours on the tractor yesterday, roughly, something like that. I drilled my kill plots and everything. Again.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I told you what I did. So you bought up all the rye, I guess, because there wasn't any.
Really?
Yeah, I went to get some today, and he's like, "Oh no, we're out." I was like, "Oh no cereal rye." I said, "So mine's wheat."
Yeah.
It's a risk.
Out front here.
Yeah,
that'll be fine. You're not going to crimp that anyway.
Well, it's I got dirt, and seed to soil contact, and we get a good rain.
Yeah,
it'll come up.
We got like 3 chances here.
I know. I know. And if you watch weather guys, there's one weather guy my brother watches, my dad watches, and he's like, we should get an inch plus out of this deal. Mm-hmm. Widespread.
That'll work. Even my fruit trees are like low.
Oh yeah, dude. And it's raining leaves now. Have you noticed that? It's like all my scrapes got leaves in them.
Yeah, I know. I got to close down my swimming pool. I'm going to be up there for a week. It's getting I need to do that this weekend.
Yeah, I wouldn't think about something like that. But
I went into the co-op and I told, it was like, I don't know, 7:50 in the morning. So I was like, I'm going to get going. I had to drop the girl off at school. And I'm like, what are you doing back here? It's like, I need a whole bunch more seed. That last seed y'all sold me, bad. Didn't work. Like,
defective.
What? Yeah, didn't get on for crap, man. He figured it out pretty quick that, because I'd already told him, I'm going to be here about some more stuff, man. We get it for a chance of rain. I'm drilling again.
Well, I went in there today and he was there.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. And I was like, hey man, I need some cereal rye.
Yeah.
I ain't got no cereal rye. I said, what?
Yeah.
I said, give me some wheat then.
Yeah.
Okay, I got tons of wheat.
Yeah, I got 6 and 5, 6 rye, 5 wheat.
I think you wiped him out because that was quick.
It was all out front.
It's after planting season. You know what I mean?
That's why I asked him. I was like, "Do you have any?" He's like, "Yeah, I still got some." And then they pulled it all from used a dolly and pulled it from the front.
Well, there's probably other dudes doing it too. You know?
Yeah.
It's.
Let me try something.
And there's a tip for you guys. So if you in the situation we had 8 acres planted, like 5 acres of our own. 4 or 5 acres of our own.
Yeah, at least.
And when you get 6 weeks of no rain and hot, it's obviously not going to do well. We did get a great start. 2 rains, seed. We set the seed, everything popped, and then the rain just stopped completely. So I was looking at my front plot. My front plot's about 50%, maybe 40%.
Yeah,
is what survived.
Yeah,
and then the back plot, dude's like 80. I mean, I kid you not.
Yeah. No, it's impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I drilled my kill plots too, but didn't crimp them. It was just dirt, and they actually still look pretty decent.
Not bad.
They got, it's a row and a row and a row. Nothing's filled in, but I mean, they're not dead. I'm like,
yeah,
it's pretty impressive.
Just need a rain.
And if you had, I'm telling you, like that whole crimping over stuff.
Mhm.
And, even like I said, I pulled the trigger on mine. I was like, I'm doing it. Like, I'm just doing it and I'm getting in the ground and see what happens. And, yeah, it's 6 weeks with no rain. I got radishes popping everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like, it's crazy. Dude.
My back plot is winter wheat, peas, and rye, and they're all coming up.
Yeah. So I don't have many peas in mine.
See, I still got quite a few.
They may
peas.
have burned up. I don't know. Or they got eaten one. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not monitoring that plot real heavy right now. So.
Yeah. Like I said, I haven't been to the back plot in 2 weeks, and now the upper end of it didn't do. It.
Yeah.
I mean, it smoked it pretty like 2 weeks in to the drought because it does not hold any kind of moisture up there.
Yeah.
And I had no thatch either. So
yeah. See, that's the deal with me. It's like around my trees.
Yeah.
And then here's another thing I thought of too, because it's almost like the whole drip line. And, we've had plots in there before, hand sown plots that go right up to the tree.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, I don't even think it's as much of the shade as it is the tree sucking all the water out of the ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact. When you do plot screen,
Okay.
the tree will take the water anywhere around it.
Okay.
And
See,
it'll actually starve out.
I was on the tractor yesterday and looking at that. It's like, that's almost an exact perfect circle. And I bet that's the root ball.
Yeah.
It's just taking
The
every
root
bit
ball
of
is taking all the
out of
moisture,
the ground.
pulls every bit of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sure.
Okay. I don't know if that was true story or not, but it hit me last night. I was riding around staring.
You were thinking it was shade, and it's more.
Well, and then I got to thinking, it's like, well, we've hand sown
And
before.
comes right
it's
up.
like it's grown right next to the tree.
Yeah. Oh, we had plenty of rain.
But it was the rain. So then my mind started thinking, of course, you're on the tractor with the drill on, just driving and driving and driving.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of time to.
Well, them trees are trying their best to stay alive too. You know what I mean? It's even for them, it's dry.
Oh, yeah. Well, we went to Northwest Arkansas 2 or 3 weeks ago, and the wife's like, well, the trees are starting to change colors. Like, nope, that's drought.
Yeah.
They're surviving. They're dropping all the leaves, dropping all the acorns, what they can do to live. So,
yeah, they don't want to completely die out. So
they're not changing into fall colors. They're dying. They're killing the leaves and dropping them off quick.
Exactly.
The water's not going there any longer.
Yeah, for sure. So, it's not just us. It's widespread.
Yeah.
It's, the Midwest.
I've heard some people, yeah.
And, me and Joe got a trip coming. Actually, we're leaving in the morning. Excited. But up there's even dry.
Really?
Yep. The rain that they're supposed to get tomorrow is supposed to be it's been a minute.
So what do you do if your life depends on corn and beans?
I don't know. I had heard that they had started pulling early.
Yeah.
Because the drought was going to smoke it all if they didn't get it out of there.
Yeah.
So they may all be cut up there. I don't know. But yeah,
I don't know.
It's not a good. It's not a good thing, man. For
because
anybody.
when is it mature? You know what I mean? Like you cut it before. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what the process is. But it's always they're always cutting it when we're hunting it.
Yeah, that's usually. What I'm saying. If you cut it early, is it mature enough to do anything with, or
I don't know.
Sell it to a different fuel provider,
you get something out of it
something.
Instead of a complete loss, or whatever. I'm not sure.
Could you imagine that having 10,000 acres of corn and we don't have any rain?
No. Yeah, that would be my buddy Jerry.
Yeah.
He was a farmer back in the 80s. And I think he said it was the drought of 88.
Yeah.
Completely put him out of business.
Really?
Oh, I mean, he lost everything because
if you're running that thin red line.
Much. You had that much. I don't mean, he think he had 1,400 acres or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. And he lost everything. No, there was no crop.
Yeah.
And, he said, you're making payments on this and you're making payments on that.
Yeah. You got all this big machinery.
Start defaulting on stuff because you can't, and he got out of the farming business. Mm-hmm. And he said, some guys stayed in and they're still farmers today.
Yeah.
But, he said, I think it was 88. I think that's what he said. It was just catastrophic. Yeah.
I could see it. Yeah. Because, they're running kind of on the edge anyway. A lot of them are. Now, some people that, if they had their land handed down to them from generation to generation, have no land payment, I'm assuming that would probably make a little easier to survive.
But he was doing a lot of leasing, leasing property, like they do.
Yeah.
And it was a bad deal. So yeah, I don't know the timing or anything on the crops and why they pull them when they pull them, but somebody had said that. I was listening maybe to another pod or something. And he was like, they're having to get the crops pulled.
Yeah.
Because of, no crazy.
That makes sense. Yeah. I bet they probably just converted in immature corn. They probably grind it up and use it for
something,
cornmeal or something.
Something.
Yes,
yeah. There's probably something. So
there's thousands of uses for us. I guess they figured out with the soybeans. I don't know what you do there because, they're going to Yeah, I don't know.
Now, see, they usually mature pretty early.
Yeah, I think that they are earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, they'll be a lot of times they were browning when we would go up.
Yeah,
you know.
always. Yeah.
So I don't know, but yeah, that's a good question. But yeah, I'm excited, man. We're heading up in the morning, and I got to do a cold front chase.
Yeah.
You know, we don't hardly ever get to do that. With
Yeah.
businesses and jobs.
Sure. Yeah.
Most people don't get to do that, but we've been watching it, and me and Joe, I was like, all right, man, if I'm going to work 10 hours the next 2 days,
Yeah.
so that we can go
Yeah.
on Wednesday and get up there on Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's when the cold front hits. And, you know, it's supposed to drop like 22 degrees, and it's been just stifling hot up there. So movement ought to be.
Yeah, I still have Eagleville on my phone. It's like I can't keep an eye on it too. And it's like, that's why I texted you yesterday. Today, it's like, dude, it's gonna be like 34 up there. Like,
Yeah.
Something's gonna be moving.
Yeah. Well, you know, we're rolling the dice. We're going public.
Sure, yeah.
We're going public, and that's it can be good. It can be bad.
We do know the property though. We used to hunt that place quite a bit.
Yeah, we know about it. I've got already 3 different spots picked out for the wins.
Yeah.
You know what? Luke had killed a rugged deer in there a long time ago. And I'm going to his tree if it's still standing.
Yeah, hopefully they didn't get worms and fall down.
Or something. You know.
Maybe hunting behind it or something.
Yeah, I mean, let's be standing on the ground. I don't know. But I'm excited. I mean, I haven't been up there.
Sure.
Dude, I think it's, okay, so the last time I was thinking about this. Last time I went was when you guys were up there and I killed the doe. You remember that?
Yeah.
Was that the last time you've been, I guess? Because we had that lease.
That was, Then we took the motorhome.
We had the big motorhome. Yeah.
I think that's the last.
Living in luxury.
Yeah, that was nice.
So, dude, I think that was like 19.
Really?
Yeah. It's been like 5 years.
Yeah, probably so. Pre-COVID, because that's when we quit going. It's like right around the COVID sound. Let the lease
that's
go
when I lost the lease.
Yeah, that's right. So it would have been 19. Yeah.
Yep. So it's been 5 years.
Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun, huh?
Yeah. We're just getting older, man. That's the problem there. But yeah, so we're heading up there. We're playing the cold front game. Looks like we may have a couple good days with the cold front right after a big rain, a couple days, and then it's supposed to cut loose again on rain, and we may get rained out for the rest of the trip. But excited about those 2 days. Maybe.
Hey, you know, here's my plan so I'm finally off Halloween. The wife and daughter is going to go to the in-laws' house and hand out candy, so I don't have to take the side-by-side into town and drive everybody else. So I am off.
Nice.
For Halloween. So
what are you doing? I was going to ask you.
Well, camera's pinning. I'm going to go regardless just because it's cooling down here too.
Yeah. We'll take 10 degrees. We'll take anything at this point.
I found a new, like I told you, that hub scrape.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a hard trail coming out of that or going into it. I don't know which one, but it kind of makes a loop. So it comes from the south and then goes towards the east.
Okay.
That's where I had my climbing stand the other day because I'm going to hunt this trail after I found that scrape. So, rain comes and then goes. If there's any bucks going to be making a big scrape loop, it's going to be right after that rain stops. So
yes.
Hopefully the timing is right for that, but I'm going to be somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right now, like I said, I'm hunting a ghost. I got nothing, but
yeah. That'll change. I think that'll change.
My season, I had tons of bucks early, but you know how my property hunts. I don't get a banger in there until late.
Yeah.
Which I had 2 deer I would shoot with a bow if either one of them comes back through there for sure. With a gun, probably not. With a bow, I'd probably take them.
Well, for us here, once the real gun starts, and I will say this, nobody was having success in muzzleloader. Few guys. Everybody. They're just, it's just.
And muzzleloader is kind of like one of my favorite times.
Muzzleloader was a time to get a good buck.
Yeah, that's when you first started seeing, like, oh boy.
Yeah, it's fixing to happen, but weather's horrible, hot, dry.
Yeah. I think they're moving like 30 yards a day right now.
Yeah. Well, they don't have to, dude. Yeah. If you think about it, they don't have to go anywhere. And just need some water and nibble on some acorns and lay back down.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to move if it was blazing hot,
No. Yeah, but even the nighttime activities,
it's really
down for me, which is
it's like you said though. If you got a camera on feed, they're not coming to that because they can eat can eat.
Yeah, no, that's saved on my corn bill for sure.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
no kidding. So yeah, I'm excited though because we got the temperatures are kind of showing a downward trend next week.
Yeah,
and they're saying we may 40. I think they're saying that we were in the 30s and they've kind of raised it, but
Yeah.
it'll change 10 times before that gets here.
That's pretty huge, though.
It is for us because it's been smoking hot, dude.
Yeah, no,
it's
been 80,
crazy.
87, 8, like, gosh, almost pushing 90 degrees some days.
Yeah.
Like, this is insane.
Yeah, it's
almost into November.
Yeah, so gun season may be real huge for guys because literally the deer have been held down with these crazy temperatures and just not hardly any rut activity. There's no pre-rut much going on.
Yeah.
So, this little cool down could be huge.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
So it may actually be really good for the gun hunters out there because it may all break loose about that time.
I think you're right. I'm hoping it breaks a little bit before that.
Yeah, no,
personally.
it's supposed to. Well, it's supposed to. That first part of that week is when that next cold front's supposed to get in here. And they're saying there's about 60s and 40s for us, which is great.
And eventually, I don't care what it could happen at night, even the rut. And that's what I'm afraid of. If we don't get that cool down, the rut's going to happen. It's going to be at night and then we're not going to see anything.
Yeah.
But they've got to come off that food to bed pattern any day now. They have to.
Yeah.
I mean, the clock's ticking.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
What are we today? 9th? Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's time, dude.
Yeah.
It's time. This just been crazy weather. That's something, like we always say, weather trumps everything.
Oh, yeah. No question.
Even, like you said, if they're harassing a doe, it's in the middle of the night and they're not going very far to do it. You know what I mean? Because, I don't know how many cameras you got. I've got a ton.
Yeah.
Everybody I talk to, nobody's getting
nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a ghost town.
I've got a dominant forked horn that hits every scrape camera.
He's taking over the place.
I mean, I told you that today. It was like, what time did I call you? 2:30. And it's like, he's making a scrape.
He's hammering out there.
He's making a scrape right now at 2:30. Like, ain't nobody taking over this spot.
Is he 2.5 or is he a year and a half old?
I think he's a year and a half.
Oh, yeah. He
owns it.
He's like, I got this awesome property to myself.
Yeah, pretty much. I told you got that 6-pointer. He looks like he's like 4.5 years old, but he's pretty irregular too. But he'll go in there and he'll scrape them up too. But.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny. So camera's been garbage. Hunting's been garbage. Last night I had one spot, my dad's spot. Dude, $5.
Yeah.
All through the night.
That's what I'm saying. You never know.
It's just like, what is going on? I mean, nothing on anything else.
Yeah.
On any of the other properties. I did have the half face shot of that 10.
Yeah.
That was it. I had one picture. That was it. But Dad's was like, he's got like a 18-inch 8-point that just showed up. He's short tined, but he's he's like laid open wide.
Yeah. I love those.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Short tined.
Yeah.
bucks.
I dig that.
And, so I was like, dude, what's going on? I mean, how do you predict something like that? You can't.
No, it's impossible. That's why I told you I was hunting in the 90s because like I'm going. And see what happens.
Yeah. Just get out there. Yeah. Well, I think it's, guys, we're really gonna break into the rut here, and I think the way even in our area, and even up in the Midwest, I think it's been so unseasonably warm, 10 degrees above normal everywhere, that when the cool does get here, it'll be like gangbuster.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm hoping.
I hope
That's what
so.
I'm hoping.
The acorn's the only thing that worries me. It's like they may still not even move anywhere with it. But I mean,
I think I can see bucks just searching once it's cool enough to do so.
Going as far north as you're going, we both know what happens weeks earlier up there. So y'all may land right in the middle.
I hope so, man.
Yeah.
And see, it's been crazy hot up there too.
Yeah.
It's like today, I think today's like 80, 82 up there. And it's like 30-mile-an-hour south winds. So if I'm a buck, I'm not moving today.
Yeah.
And then the weather front gets there tomorrow, and it's supposed to like 99% chance of rain.
Yeah.
And then it's going to stay south. And then right before dark, it's supposed to switch to the west and then northwest for Thursday. So, so the actual cold comes in.
Yeah. Well, you got to think about those deer too. Talking about those winds. It's like, how skittish would you're probably right. They're probably not moving because the leaves are raining out of the trees. There's movement everywhere. They don't.
There's probably acorns falling everywhere still.
Yeah, my wife stopped me yesterday. She called, and I pulled my tractor underneath a shade tree, and it was like whack, hit me in the head. Boom, hit the tractor. I was like, what is that? I was like, I'm getting killed over here. Can we end this phone call?
I was on a job. I was on a job like 3 hours away today.
Yeah.
And no, it was yesterday. Yesterday, and I went out to my van, and there was an oak tree there, and dude, the ground was like just covered. And I leaned down with my phone to take a picture of how many acorns there was, and one fell right where I was fixing to take a picture.
Yeah.
It's like,
you can't see the ground. That's why I said that house plot. I got those two oak trees right there, and it's like you can drive the golf cart out there and it's like just the whole way there. Like they are not going to starve this year. I can promise you.
No, they're going to be doing good. But here's my take on the acorns falling early.
Yeah.
You know, the big draw for the deer, and it's good for the deer, the whole herd,
sure,
to have tons and tons to eat.
Yeah,
that's great. I mean, the overall herd is going to be even better. But I think the late season, green source.
Oh, that's why I did.
It's going to be special.
That's why I did. That's why yesterday I was like, I got to do it, man. I'm just gonna. It didn't look terrible, and I'm sure I probably kind of shocked it by driving over the good stuff. But I drilled into the good stuff, drilled into the barrel, drilled everything.
Just went for it.
Here we go. This is what I got for the year. Let's see what happens, and then I may even go back. Well, I don't know. I got to check. I probably might have to order it, but I may even put out another 300-400 pounds on top of it, throughout the year sometime, so I have something to crimp. Just rye, straight rye.
Yeah, you're gonna layer it.
Here's an idea too. Something I was thinking about the other day. I'm thinking about trying to plant corn in May next year in my food plot and cut out like a turkey's foot of green, standing corn.
Yeah.
With 3 green lanes, for both south and north, and plant it real heavy with green and have standing corn. And then about middle November, go in there and brush hog a bunch of that corn down, but leave an edge around the whole thing. If I can get corn to grow, because they say you got to plant, corn's planting fairly early without some type of water or something, if it'll actually come up and work. But if it doesn't, all I got to do is chop down what it is and then plant my food plot. So I think that's going to be my next.
You're going to try it,
next drill session
next
year.
I can tell you what we both need to do then is we need to, as soon as season's over, we got to start trapping coons, because
I just talked to a guy today about that. That's weird you say that.
Yeah. Well, my buddies down the street, they have got tons of them and taking them out. Well,
see, mine's not real heavy right now. I do have some, but
they've taken out tons of them is what I meant. Yeah. They, they've been doing it for 2 years, and they said their turkey population has already rebounded.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. I just talked to a guy about that today, about turkeys. He was at the shop, and he was like, well, you know what you need to do? You need to start trapping coons.
Yeah.
And,
I want to do it.
Yeah. I'm doing it.
Well, let's both do it because, Shipman told me to get the hand trap. What is that one where they reach in and grab it?
Yeah.
And he said they were great.
That's what this guy was using.
Okay, good.
He's like, they're cheap. You just nail them down and
well, that's a project for us after season. Then we'll plan on doing it.
Yeah, I want to do it because also I tell you what I do have a lot of is possums. And
really?
They're nest predators too.
Well, I seen a deal, I just seen a video on it, but they said that possums only live 3 to 4 years. Did you know that?
No, I had no idea.
Yeah,
I got one that comes down that lower plot. I poured out a bag of nut grub the other day over the corn just to see if I can get something to come to it. I bet this thing weighs 25 pounds.
Fully mature.
Yeah, that's a mature. And then the dog got a hold of one.
Oh, no.
The other day and the other evening. It wasn't even quite dark yet. And that dog of mine, he's that yellow lab, man, he's geared different. Like he's almost like a mountain lion. I told you before, he kills birds and squirrels.
Assassin.
He just can't help himself. Anyway, he's out there at the front door growling and like, what? This dog never growls at anything. Well, Riddick, the other dog, he was getting too close to him, and he was like waiting for me to open up the door. He had a possum in his mouth.
Oh my God.
I was like, hey, drop it. And he drops that thing. Of course, it's playing possum. He hadn't killed it. It's just laying there dead. So I grabbed it by the tail and chunked it across the road. But he was so proud. But it wasn't even quite dark yet.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a little bitty guy, but he wandered into the yard of a killer.
Yeah. Don't cross that line, brother. Yeah. You're going to be scarred leaving here.
Yeah. It didn't anyway. I'm assuming it probably got up and walked away later because I hadn't seen anything about it, but yeah. Who knows?
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, trapping coons. I talked to Jim about that even with coyotes too. He's like, dude, I've been trapping. Oh, I know. The guy said, he's like, he used to, as an old guy, maybe Kansas, but he went in, no, it was Tennessee, went in and he would lay out like 100 traps.
Really?
Yeah, trying to get this guy's turkey population up. And he's like, I would go lay out 100, I would catch 80 varmints, and it would be, coons, possums, whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
and like I did that night after night after night, and like pretty soon it's like, man, turkeys are everywhere.
Wiped them out.
Which I mean, we're so vast here, we're not gonna be able to. I mean, you'd have to lay out a 300-mile trap line to kill everything. But
Oh yeah, no.
on our own personal properties.
Sure.
I took out quite a few last year, just when I bought that thermal, just because I wanted to use the thermal.
Sure.
They'd come to the corn bob, pow, and
Take one out.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, I want to start doing that. That's something on the list for sure.
yeah, them traps can't be too expensive.
No, I don't think they are.
Yeah. Well, what do? You just what do you put in them?
Yeah, there's some kind of bait. Yeah, some kind of bait in there, and they reach in there and grab it, and they're hooked. You know.
I've got a really good friend of mine that has a coon dog, but it's like,
I don't want to do it that way.
yeah, I know. It's like, well, they're going to go on the neighbors, and the neighbors going to be calling, "Wow, I got a dog." Man. So it's like, the old man,
it's a different world now, dude.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, he may be psychic. I'm not sure. You've been on there before with me, like trying to track deer and stuff, but it's like, he's not so bad now. When I was younger, like you start walking over there, and it's like a no joke. About 15 minutes later, he'd be like riding the fence rope.
Busted.
What the heck, man? Has he got like some satellite imagery going on out here? It was weird.
Motion.
So I do not want coon dogs crossing the fence and getting over on him, because we're buddies, and I don't want to.
Yeah. You don't want to mess that up.
Yeah, but I wouldn't mind just getting rid of some coons, because as you were going to say, they ride the corn stalks down. And
yeah, well, that's what we need to do. I mean, if you really want to try, because I told you I tried it back here several years ago. I'm sure I didn't do it right.
Yeah.
I bought the right corn because it was really expensive.
Field corn.
Yeah.
So I think the drill's going to make a big difference.
Yeah, and I didn't
You
think
saw
about that.
You saw it on the plot screen, like changes the plot screen game up. So it's not much different than a corn seed. So.
Sweet.
I thought about that. I was like, well, if you had a bunch of standing corn in there, super thick, and then you made your coming off of the deer mansion, and made you like a turkey foot. Just had a straight shot to the south blind, and then turkey footed it off to the side, and then come in there with your brush hog late season and left a 10-foot ring around the whole plot, but brush hog the rest of it. Whew,
be some attraction.
could be good.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a thought I had while I was riding the tractor again yesterday.
Well, you was back on the tractor for 7 hours.
Yeah, it was a long deal.
Well, I think, like I said, this is be on the November 4th. So I think the weather's about to get right.
Yeah, no, it's coming.
It's looking up, guys. I mean, it's been rough.
And the testosterone the deer are building, they're eventually got to do something.
For sure.
They broke up. I don't see none of mine are running together anymore.
Yeah.
So I had I told you I had that 6-point come in, and he had like one whole side broke off. So he's fighting somebody.
Somebody smacked him.
So it's getting up there. But
yeah, no, it's time, dude. I mean, it's time. It's just we haven't had the weather, and we're about to get it.
Yeah.
And even tomorrow's or Thursday's Halloween.
Yeah.
Even here, it looks like a good time to be there.
So. I've always I had an old man tell me a long time ago. It was like I didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't know how to check wind or nothing. I just went hunting, He's like, one day to be in the woods of the year, Halloween. Yeah. That's always stuck with me. I've never been able to be in the woods on Halloween unless I went out of town.
Yeah. Danny Daggett, man, he was a big Halloween guy.
Really?
Oh, he killed a bunch of bucks on Halloween. And he would always say, best day to be out there, man.
See, there's an older guy told me that too. It's like, I feel like there's probably something to that when you got them old timers telling you that, like we hunt, we take it way more seriously than those guys did back then.
Sure.
Scent control and on and on and on and on. But, they know what's up.
Yeah.
Those guys do.
Sure. No, I'm excited. I mean, I think it's been a really strange, odd kind of a grind. I can't complain because we've had some opportunities here.
Yeah. No, you've done pretty good here.
We've done all right,
picture-wise and inventory-wise.
We haven't got anything, I mean, I should have a 10.
Yeah.
And it just, I just shot too high. So
I may need to draw you a picture. Then I had a buddy of mine, he's new to hunting, and see, what was it?
Did you have to show him where to shoot one?
Yeah. Sunday.
Thanks a lot.
Saturday or Sunday, he texts me. He's like, dude, just shot a good one. It's like, dude, congratulations, man. Cause I mean, he's new and asked me a lot of questions. I'm trying to, kind of work him through the process. Not that I'm that knowledgeable, but and then like 4 hours later, I'm like, so I know you're new to the whole hunting thing, but when you send a buddy just shot a good one, a picture has to follow.
Yeah.
He's like, couldn't find it. I'm like, nope. Was there blood? It's like, no. then you miss. He's like, no, I didn't miss. Like, he winced up, his tail was down, his head was down. I was like, you gut shot him. How do you find a gut shot deer? Dog or a drone or
buzzards.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. Or buzzards. Like, I would go check. He's got like 3 ponds on it in this farm. I was like, go check the water holes, man, just to see. But
yeah.
Anyway, today he sent me a picture and was like, I'm pretty sure this was the buck I shot. So I blew it up real big, and you know how you can do on your iPhone, you know, you can mark it up. So I put an X where you're supposed to shoot it and like a no on his stomach and sent it. And he's like, ah, thanks.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, nothing like, you know, putting a little salt in the wound there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be the first one. You know, we've all been there.
Oh, well, yeah. If you hunt very long, it's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
But, you know, I don't know how many deer I've killed, but there's nothing for me to make a mistake. And that's exactly what I did.
Well, like you said, you're talking about 1 inch.
Yeah. I mean, it's
but
just,
you know, that's deer hunting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. It's a game of inches, man.
Or going to a football game and they daylight or just quartering away. I mean, that's,
yeah. Thermals get busted
but
on
I think
thermals.
that's like the attraction to it though. You know,
Sure.
Like, you know, we've been turkey hunting together and it's like, dude, that's so much fun. But you know, you go to the right state and you're a decent woodsman. You don't call like a maniac, and
yeah,
you can get a bird killed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like a mature deer,
you can take a butt whipping.
That's like the upper. That's probably. I mean, I don't know about these Midwest guys that are hunting muleys and elk. Maybe they're on the table too. But to me, that's the smartest. You know, you get a 5-year-old buck. That's the smartest animal on earth.
Oh yeah,
opinion.
So hard.
So that's why people like us are like, I want to figure the oldest buck on the property out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm even talking about this 6-pointer right now. Like, 4.5, man. It's like, he'd probably be pretty cool to put him down at 4.5. You know what I mean? Yep. He's got some size to him, but it's like, talking to a guy at work the other day, is like, man, you think about this stuff, because I've got my Onyx pulled up at the shop, you know, on my work computer and all that stuff. And it's like, he's not into hunting at all. It's like, yeah, you know, guys like us, we have like 85% like Neanderthal blood, you know, going through us. It's like we're hunter gatherers, man. That's what we do. We can't not do it.
Yeah,
it's gonna be kind of funny, but I think that might be true, honestly.
There's something.
Yeah,
it's definitely a blood thing, because you know, I got family.
Yeah,
that were just crazy. My grandpa, my dad's dad, that I never met.
Right, he
was like an outdoorsman, dude. I mean, it was what they did.
Yeah.
That's all he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And, you know, I got some of that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like, no, I lean towards whitetails more, but I mean, it's just something, you know, they say it's something that if you put a lot of time into it, you fail a lot and you have some success.
Yeah.
You start to love it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And dude, that was me. When I first started and I went with a buddy of mine and killed my first deer. And then I turned right around and went to deer camp and killed a deer. I was like, I am hooked.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to do this from now on. And my first deer was with a bow.
Yeah.
You know, that was the very first deer I killed.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I was like, after that, I was like, I want to do this all the time.
Yeah.
And
all the time.
And now, you know, you kind of look at it now and you think, dude, I was in the woods every day.
Yeah.
Every chance I got to be in the woods, I was there.
Oh, yeah.
And you think, how many deer did I screw up by just blasting in there?
Yeah. I had that conversation today with that guy too.
Did you?
Like, dude, I used to go, you know, I had like a stand made out of 204s down by the creek.
Yeah.
I hunted the same spot every day. I never knew what the wind was doing. I was like, if I can cross the creek, I'm going hunting. And every single day after school, whatever, I'm in there. You know, your wind's blowing, your knuckles bleeding, and from dry skin, like going back again tomorrow. Same.
Got to go hunt if you want to kill.
Could have been giants in there, and I was blowing the whole thing out, you know. But I didn't care.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's cool, man. I mean, it's a passion.
Yeah,
and
no question.
The guys that have it.
Yeah,
that's just all there is to it.
Yeah, there's a lot of different categories too. I think for me, it's like you got the gun only guys.
Sure.
And there's nothing wrong with any of it. I'm not saying that. But to me, if you put them in 3 categories, you got the gun only guys, and they take that time pretty seriously during the rut. And you got the deer camp guys where they hunt, you know, 4 days a year. It's a big camp
something
blowout.
Comes out
we drink
good,
Budweisers and hang out. And then you got the dudes like us that are like,
ate up.
What else is there to talk about? What do you want to talk about?
It's like, let's build a podcast room and talk about it.
Yeah. And there's there's nothing wrong with any of those categories.
Right.
But to me, if you can talk, I mean, to anybody, I work with some guys, I'm around a bunch of guys, and it's like, those are the 3 categories that I feel like can't wait for deer camp, man. I'm going to deer camp. And, it's like, and then they don't hunt anymore after that.
Yeah. Well, see, I started that way.
Yeah.
That's how I was brought up. It was
Yeah.
3 days of deer camp, dude. I waited all year for that.
Let's go.
I couldn't wait.
It's over.
Yeah. Oh, we got to go home. Okay. And then we wouldn't hunt after that. That was it. 3 days of hunting, and that was it. Until I was like, you know what? We live on a big piece of property here.
Yeah.
What if I hunt our own place?
I bet there's deer on it.
There happened to be. So yeah, that was, I was in my teens before I even started hunting our own property.
Sure. Yeah.
And then, I went off the deep end on land management, and you know how it is.
Oh yeah. No,
Here we are.
We definitely went off the deep end on land management. We talk about that. It's like, I like that stuff almost.
Oh, no.
Trying to plan the next year. What are we going to do? Almost as much as I do trying to figure out.
Well, it's just scheming and strategizing, and then you still get your butt whipped. And that's so cool. And then there's that, the other flip side of that is Giant shows up for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, so if you don't have a big buck yet, do not panic.
Yeah, don't panic, guys.
It's coming. I'm panicking a little bit, but don't you panic.
Yeah.
Do as I say, not as I do.
I'm talking Chris down a little bit.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Right. But hey, these temperatures are going to help, dude. They're going to help.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And all you guys out there, just know that it's coming, because we have not had it. We had one cold front, a substantial, and that's when I shot the 10.
Yep.
I mean,
exactly.
It was nothing.
We had
nothing.
2 or 3 days there.
Cold front, boom, and then I had, and that's also right around the time we seen the big 11.
Yep.
And it's like, dude, they got to have cool weather to move.
Oh, no
It's
question.
It's just
unless you go to a football game and it's 89, and then they pop out
with a south wind.
Yeah.
So there's the times where it makes no sense, and that's the fun thing too about it.
Sure.
It's like, why would he come out
on a mature deer like that?
Why would a 5-year-old come out before dark with 89 degrees in the south wind? It's like, he wanted to, I guess.
Yeah, you wonder. Yeah, but I mean, gosh, we were talking about that today. It's like, when you put air tags, I'm not trying to figure out how to dart an air tag on, or I don't know how you would do it, but it's like, where are these? Like those 2 bucks I had that I would shoot. It's like, and even that deer that I shot on the back of last year, he showed up on the right in front of 360 blind. 1 picture.
Really?
2 months ago. What are you doing, man?
Yeah.
You lived here last year.
Yeah,
lived here.
Why'd you leave?
Yeah.
I got everything you need, bro.
And that's so, I don't know how long ago that was, because he was in velvet.
Wow. Yeah. Your heavy, tall.
Yeah, that old palmated up one that I shot over the back of last year. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know what's up, man. There's some weird stuff going on, but yeah, I hadn't seen him back since. I'm like, oh, cool. He'll be, him and the drop time buck, they lived there last year. It's like, they ran together last year, like in early times, you know what I mean?
Well, I think I'm going to start getting those texts. Dude, look at this one. Dude, look at this one. It's coming. I think it's coming.
No.
I think the weather's going to help us, dude.
Don't panic.
It's just all right. It's gonna be okay. I've already shot one, couldn't find it. So,
Missouri, I don't think we've ever talked about this. We've only hunted together a few times. Are you a caller?
I will this time of year. And of course, it depends on how many people are there.
Yeah.
We'll go around, check to see
all the parking spots.
Is there 14 cars there?
Yeah.
That's going to be different. But if it's something where there's a few guys and us, I'm definitely calling. I'll cold call
blind call,
blind call, not cold call.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it because get a little later up there in that morning. You hadn't seen nothing. Nothing's happening. I'm going to do some throwing around.
So I'm not a rattler guy here in Arkansas. I may be doing it totally. I'm not doing it wrong, but maybe I should try it again. But I don't feel like I don't know. I've just never had a whole lot of luck with with a grunt tube. I've grunted in hundreds of deer, and I'm telling you, up there in Missouri, it's like I would literally look at my phone every 15 minutes. I would let out a soft sequence. And one morning I was up there. We were on Bonanza, and I think my count was 19 bucks, dinkers. But I mean,
it just kept coming,
and then it looks up and takes off running again. One, do it again.
It kept coming.
Up there, it's different. I mean, I think the ratios are different. Obviously, I mean, all this stuff, but it's I do it some. But in Arkansas, but up there, I would definitely do it.
Yeah. Well, so the big buck that I killed on the youth hunt, that dude was grunted straight up. Yeah. I mean, there's just no question. I mean, it was brr, 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 and it's like, he's coming. He's coming.
Yeah.
He's right here. It's right here. And
Yeah.
he just straight to our tree.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
That's the
they're-
good thing about it too, is like they'll come right to you.
Oh yeah, no, he was coming right to us looking for the buck that just did that.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate to shoot straight down on him, you know. But yeah, I'm definitely a grunter.
Yeah.
I have confirmed,
Yeah.
rattled up one buck for sure.
Yeah.
And that was here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I may have told you this story, but you know, years ago we were actually hunting here and it got later in the morning and all of a sudden this coyote steps out and I don't let, you know, I don't let many coyotes go, but so boom, I dropped him. Coyote just drops, you know. And then we had walkie-talkies. That's how long ago it's been.
Yeah, nice.
And I walkie-talkie Dad, and he said, "Did you shoot one?" I said, "No, coyote."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, okay." I said, "I'm fixing to get down," but I said, "I'm going to rattle."
Yeah.
Just
That's the only one I rattle too. Is like, all right, it's 10:50.
Yeah, I just screwed up.
I'm gonna lay out a big sequence.
Yeah, I just blasted the coyote with a 270. You know, I've messed up the hunt.
Yeah.
And dude, I had real antlers, and I just, just 30 seconds or whatever.
Yeah.
And I put them down. And I kid you not, dude, it was probably within 2 minutes.
Yeah.
This buck come running in, trotting in.
Oh yeah.
And he's like ears back. There's no doubt. He came to the antlers.
Oh yeah, no question.
And of course I shoot him. Well, he does a 360 and he goes down. And I get back on the walkie. Dad, I just shot a big buck, you know. And he's like, "Are you serious?" Like, yeah. And so that was like a 5-minute time span.
Oh wow.
You know, from the coyote kill to the buck kill, which is just crazy to think about.
Yeah.
And then I get down there to it. He's got one eye. He had just had his eye gouged out.
So he's a fighter.
Oh, dude, he was looking for a fight.
I think I had a kid send me a
That's
picture.
pretty cool.
Picture today of an 8-point is all busted up, and he's like, "I think I'm going to chase this deer." I was like, "Might be a good one to rattle at because looks like he's into that kind of thing."
Yeah, he wants to scrap.
So I bought my first rattle story. I was hunting with a 7mm on the ground, maybe an 18, 19 years old, something like that. I went and bought me a set of synthetic horns, man. I'm like, dude, this is
So it can go down.
going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat on the ground, and there was a thicket to the west of me, and I had my back against a pine tree, and had a bunch of little saplings around me. And I cracked those horns together. I mean, probably 7:30 morning. I just got to work, and I had probably a 3.5-year-old 8-point running right at me. And I just froze, and he ran right past me and then stopped behind me. I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh, what just happened? And then from that point on, I don't think I've ever rattled in a buck.
That was it.
I just don't think it really, I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you what I did convert to, and I got it out last night going through some hunting stuff, and it's like a little rattling bag.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna start taking that thing with me, and I'm gonna just give this thing a shot this year, and just try, because it's been probably, I just don't mess with it.
Yeah, I strapped on the. I got a black rack.
Okay, yeah.
It's on my bag.
Yeah,
I did it purposely.
Yeah,
because
up there,
who knows,
up
bro?
there. Yeah, I can see it.
Who knows?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know what the deer numbers are. You don't know anything about it, and so it's like I don't really have a lot to lose.
No,
you know, and I'm willing to try. Now, I will say I am a doe bleat guy too.
Yeah, I just ordered a new one of those yesterday.
Did you?
Because mine, I went, yeah,
it
kind of froze up in there. The little can,
yes, little can, yeah. Well, see, Jody, who's going with me, dude, he has killed so many bucks with a can.
The little can.
Oh my gosh, him and his brother, man, have waxed them with a can.
Yeah.
Now I think
I probably don't use mine enough then, because that's kind of like, man, I'll try
when
this.
They first come out,
happens. Yeah.
When they first come out, it was like, dude, I would be with one of them and like, nice buck just went by, can.
Yeah.
They'd turn that sucker around, bring it back.
Yeah.
Did it over.
That's
and over.
interesting, because first thing I'd do would be like,
can. Yeah, Larry, a lot of times, can. Grab the can, get the can.
Yeah. That's something to think about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I always have one, but I don't use it.
Of course, where they're hunting.
Yeah.
That's, know, and that's probably changed because everybody had one and everybody's doing it now.
Yeah. Everybody sound like large locusts going off in the field out there. What the heck's all that buzzing going on around here?
So, yeah. And Clint, my brother, he's one of his biggest deer. He was can and muzzleloader.
Really?
And down there at deer camp. And one of his biggest deer come to him. And
I got one coming, so I may try that. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's what kind of what I was talking about this year. Is like I'm gonna try some different stuff.
Sure.
So I broke out the old rattle bag and got it
Right.
kind of in my stuff, and I got me a new can coming. Now I know that Intel, I may
give it a whirl, man.
do a little bit more of that stuff, you know.
But I've been a soft groaner dude for
So that's
forever.
well, I say that's that's been my go-to, and
Me
I've
too.
called in so many deer with that, but I also haven't rattled or canned a whole lot either. So who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, Dad's had a lot of success with the grunt tube.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll see a
that's-
buck way out there
yeah.
and hit him with a grunt, and here he comes.
Yeah, that's my go-to. It's like it's it's proven well. That big buck I killed 2 years ago, that's what he come in there and busted up that big doe group, and then went back in the woods, and I just like slowly with a jittery voice, like bleh, like grunted at him a couple times, and boom, he pops back out of the woods, and he's like, "Who's over there?
What's up?
Yeah,
Who wants some?
yeah." And it's like softly.
Yeah.
You don't want to
Oh,
start.
you don't want to be crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you can try whatever you want to. You can go out there and buck roar around.
Well, I was just fixing to say, the only place I've ever heard a buck roar
Yeah.
is where I'm going to be.
Yeah. No,
Dude.
Joe swore he heard one up there on,
gosh.
on that tiny lease we had. It's like,
I'll
dude,
never
I don't know
forget
what
that.
this was.
Yeah.
So we started reading up about it, and
He's like screaming at a doe.
yep, locked down, trying to
Yep.
get her up and moving.
Yep.
That's kind of what
Yep.
the majority of it was.
Well,
Yeah.
Me and Luke was in the tree. It was youth season. We're in the bottom that I'm going to be.
Yeah.
And it did it twice.
Wow.
The first time it did it, I turned and looked at Luke. Luke looked at me and I said, "What the heck was that?" Because it was a
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like.
Should we get down?
And I was like, he looked at me, his eyes got big. I said, "I don't know what." And then second time I heard it, I was like, "That's a buck."
Yeah.
And I was like, get ready, get ready. And of course, I'm trying to get the camera on.
Oh, yeah.
And dude, he come out and he was a monster.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, dark antlers and the biggest mass I've ever seen. I don't think he was an 8 or a 10 probably,
Yeah.
but his mass was insane.
Yeah.
And he had 2 does and he was like right on one of them's rear.
Yeah.
And she just 360'd and went right back there, 180'd and went right back the way she came, and he right in tow.
Whatever.
And Luke had like a 3-second window, to shoot that deer. And then he was giant.
Yeah.
I mean, just a giant, but he buck roared, dude. And I had never heard that until
So,
that day.
I hadn't heard it.
Yeah.
I've heard them go real slow, almost like, the mating deal where they're just like, bip, 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 bip,
Yeah,
bip,
yeah,
bip.
popping.
I've heard
Yeah.
that before.
Mhm.
And I've also heard does grunt.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Me and Luke had that encounter. We were actually in Arkansas. I was hunting with him youth season. He was like, "Brr, brr." I was like, "Dude, get ready. Buck's coming." I was like, "The crap? That's a doe."
Yeah, she's talking. Yeah.
I didn't even know they did it. Of course, I'm like, I'm not that was, I don't know, 10 years ago
Yeah.
probably, but
Right. Yeah, they're pretty vocal, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool. Yeah, no, so I definitely will be calling. I'm not going to go crazy at first.
Yeah.
But, definitely if we start pushing towards later in the week.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, I'll tell you what, my experience up there, dude, I call. The only reason why I learned it was because I was like, our last morning, it's like, as soon as I get settled in and everything gets quiet, I'm starting. It's like, as soon as I hit the things, like 6 point, little 8 point, like half rack, like I'm getting.
So they're coming.
Yeah. And that was right around that time. We always went up there for bow season during youth. I had that.
Yeah.
I left my climber in a tree. Dude, I almost died that morning too. It was so cold. It drizzled rain on me all the walk in. And then I climbed up and sat all day. And anyway, I saw a light coming towards me. And I don't normally use a light, but I had like this little pin light. So I'm like trying to shine them off. And they just keep coming, shine them off. They blink back at me. I'm like, all right, what are we going to do here? And anyway, it was a father and daughter. And they were about 60 yards from me. Well, he had a big climber set up, or a big 2-man stand set up over there, looking over the same thicket I was looking over. And, I don't know, I had my camera gear and everything else, in the tree. And I was like, gosh, dang it, man. Like, what are you going to do? He set up. He didn't see my climber here, or I didn't see him. He may have been set before me. I don't know.
Sure.
About 8:30 that morning, kaboosh. And I give it to that girl because, it was cold that morning. And, I hear them like, oh, man, they're talking. And the deer runs right at me and like slides right underneath my tree. Well,
really?
they get off and they go totally a different direction looking for this deer. I'm like, so I just like whistle, hey. it's right here.
Yes.
And they saw the camera arm and all that stuff. It's like, are you professional hunter? I was like, no, I just have a camera. Trust me, I'm not professional. I'm hunting next to you. Right? Almost lost some fingers out here. Like, I wish, you know.
That's crazy. Well, see, we have a similar story to that when I first started taking Luke. God, he was young, but same kind of deal. I got the footage. I've never put it together or nothing, but
Yeah.
we're going, same place, and evening, and we're in a tree together like we always are, and we hear something. You know, like, that sounds like a deer coming, you know. Well, sure enough, dude, up on the ridge, this doe steps out. It's like, yep, it's a doe. And I'm fairly new to filming back then.
Yeah.
So I was really struggling trying to find it in the camera.
Sometimes that's tough in the woods.
Well, it was like thick in there. And then Luke goes, Dad, there's a big buck behind it. And I look, you know, I'm trying to find it. And sure enough, I can see it with my eyes, but I can't find it in the camera.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a big old 8-point. And he's just following that doe, and they're walking down together. And Dad, I got him. I'm on him. You know, I'm on him. Boom! He shoots, and the buck just stands there because he totally missed.
What was that?
Yeah, he's just kind of looking around. So look, and he trots up even closer to us, and then kind of turns butt to us.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, you see him? Yeah, Dad, I'm on him. I said, shoot him. Boom! He shoots a second time. Well, he just, you know, just kind of hops off, and it's like, man, you missed him, you know. And that's back when we struggled quite a lot. But anyway, we hear, and he runs out of sight, and then we hear, yeah, some dude shot him with a bow.
Really?
We run him up the draw right to this guy, and he smoked him. And he starts hollering.
Yeah.
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 So I was like, well, there you go.
Good for somebody. Y'all basically did on like a bullet deer drive then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, dude, I just remember they were so loud coming down.
Yeah.
But it got real still right before dark. You know, we had that 30 minutes before dark, and it was so still. And we were in the timber. We weren't on an edge or nothing.
Sure. Yeah.
And it was, you know, it's like, you know, he's coming. And then he's like, Dad, big buck behind him. And I finally got the camera on him a little bit. And he's probably 148, dude. He was legit. And
it's kind of like
we didn't get that deer.
Our turkey hunt last year had that bird working on private across from us, you know, like I think I can get him across. There's a gate right here. I was like, we're calling, and he's coming. Boom. Oh, yeah. Like, welcome.
There you go, buddy.
Yeah, he could at least yell thank you or something. Jeez.
Called it
Rude.
right to him. Yeah.
Yeah. Which that's the right place, right time for them, I guess. But.
Yeah. So hopefully when we get back on here, guys, there's been some success stories.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice?
Wouldn't that be nice?
I would just like to have a picture. I mean, I just want hope at this point.
Just want something.
Hey, give me some rain so my food plots will grow, and give me a picture that just give me some hope, Lord.
Just come on, just make it happen.
I wake up in my camera, and it's like, you know, it used to be like 118, 162, 3, and now I'm like 12.
Yeah. Well, see, we're all like that. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. I literally I think I had 60-something pictures between 6 cameras last night.
Yeah.
And that was primarily Dad's spot with the bucks.
Yeah.
You know,
Good for him. See, you plan on.
Well, you know, he won't go to a gun now.
Oh yeah, he's done. I don't know if he owned a crossbow.
No, he does. Yeah. He does. We bought him one, and it's in the stand and ready to rock. And
just don't mess with it.
He might if it's cool enough. You know, he's got to be.
It should be. I mean, get out there in a little bit of drizzling rain. I bet he'll be good.
Yeah.
I tell you, I went out to the 360 blind the other day, and I came back from hunting, and I'm taking a scent-free shower and sprayed down and everything, and I walk in the door, says she has the doors like, any luck? And then I walk out there, and I've got on like camouflage shorts and a sleeveless Carhartt shirt. And she's like, where you been? It's like, I've been in that blind out there. What do you think I'm going to wear? Long sleeve camo?
I had to get on to Lexi because Lexi came out, and Lexi's like, all right, so get ready. You know, I'm filming you, and we're going.
Yeah.
She comes out in a daggum camo tank top.
Yeah.
And like short shorts on. Like, that ain't hunting attire. We ain't wearing that.
Yeah.
And so she had to put on a t-shirt. So, but yeah, that's funny you said that.
You know, those windows in there, just, if you're standing, well, you saw it, stand down the ground at a deer's view and look up, it's just black.
Yeah.
Like, so I
you're golden.
I ain't wearing jack squat. If I get ready to pop open a window and shoot something, I'll have plenty of time. Don't you worry about me. I'm going sleeveless.
I just have to deal with it.
Yeah. Nice chest full of water, sleeveless shirt, and let's go get in the sauna.
Yeah. Yeah.
basically what
It was hot, dude.
Yeah.
That's something else I'm ready for is thinking sweating part of it to go away.
Well, I didn't even really need to be there, but that's kind of where the wind pushed me to go to. I didn't really want to climb again that night because I told you I hadn't climbed in 3 years and I had some really sore abs. So I'm not climbing tonight. I'm gonna go get. I'm gonna go get. I'm gonna go get in that thing and sit down. I can't do another workout yet. I need to skip stomach day.
Well, I'm fixing to do a whole bunch of climbing, so I hope I'm ready. But the hiking's probably going to be.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm excited about it. We'll see. See how it goes, man. I mean, we're banking on this cold front.
Yeah, I hope y'all go up there and double up.
That'd be sweet. That'd be sweet. I did tell him that if one of us have success, the other one will film. So maybe we can pull that off. But
and then let him know on the drive up there. It's like, dude, if you kill, we got to get you on the podcast.
Oh, yeah. No, he's totally terrified. He said, there's no way. I told you I brought him in here the other day.
Yeah.
He was like shaking, walking in the room. I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it.
Like, okay, well, if you kill, you got to come on the pod.
It's guaranteed.
You got to cut the skull cap off, bring the horns in. Let's sit down and talk about it.
We're going to have a hot pod.
Hot pod coming in.
Yeah. So, well, guys, good luck. This is the 4th. It should be rocking and rolling here. I think nationwide cool down coming.
Come out on the 4th. It should be pretty nice.
Should be breaking loose right now.
Praying
and then
for some moisture, praying for some cold temperatures.
Yep. And change it for you, hopefully. And I know you're going to be on some ship somewhere.
Yeah, gotta
go with the family. I understand
it. With the family, go on a cruise during that little time, but hopefully, still be plenty of deer left when I get back.
Well, seriously, man, when you get back, holler at us at camp. You may come down.
I didn't even think about that. Actually,
we're going to stay till at least Monday.
Yeah.
So you may can swing in there and hang out. But
may
not miss it all, brother.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm sitting on. I got the the whole all that free food and all the buffets. I don't know if I'll be able to fit my camo when I get back. We'll see. We'll see what happens. No climbing for sure.
Well, I can promise you, I'll probably be 5 pounds down after this trip. You know what we're fixing to get into, man.
Oh,
and if we kill one, it's like, oh my gosh.
Well, you know how we did it when you saw us up there. It's like we lived off Cliff Bars and beef jerky. We ain't driving back to Bethany. We ain't going to eat nowhere.
Dude,
we're just eating turkey.
You starve me to death every time we go somewhere because you don't eat breakfast, and I'm dying. Dude.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, aren't you hungry? No, I had coffee. I'm good. I'm like, dude, I'm dying.
Coffee's the best. Yeah. Go into Casey's and you can't mix. They have like a dark roast, and I like my coffee strong. So I found the perfect ratio up there of the dark blend. It's 2 different blends anyway, and it actually makes pretty strong coffee. So kind of like old Sabatucci when we went to camp 2 years ago, and they had those big ones from Sarah's store.
Oh yeah,
and you had those little bitty.
Y'all were making coffee, yeah.
That's made for like a 30-ounce deal, and you're making 8 ounces. Like, I love it.
Yeah,
and he would like run it through like 3 times and get a cup out of it.
It's like, I'm going to make another pot out of the same filter.
Exactly. Good times.
Yeah. Well, guys, get out there, get after them.
Yep.
Good luck.
Even if you don't have anything, get out there because something can break loose anytime. So.
Yep. Guys, look for us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate any kind of follows and reach out to us.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. Yep. Yeah. Good luck, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Appreciate it.